Shut up. The words cracked through the cafe like thunder. Every head turned. A steaming cup of cappuccino trembled in the hands of the young woman standing by the counter, her wide eyes frozen in disbelief. A sharp slap followed. The sound of it silenced the entire room. The slap came from a woman draped in designer clothes, her fingers glittering with diamonds. Her red lipstick curved into a cruel smirk as she stared down at the one she had just hit, a simple woman in a plain white dress, her hair loosely tied, her face soft and innocent. "Who do you think you are?" the rich woman hissed. "You spilled coffee on my bag worth more than your entire life. Don't you know who I am?" The simple lady's hand trembled as she touched her cheek, her eyes welling up with tears. She didn't speak a word. Her lips quivered, but no sound came out. The cafe buzzed with uncomfortable murmurs. Some people took out their phones to record, while others looked away, afraid to get involved. The rich woman, her name was Veronica Kingsley, snapped her fingers at the barista. "Get her out of here. People like her shouldn't even be allowed inside this place." The barista hesitated. The simple lady, still in shock, quietly set down her coffee cup and whispered, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." Veronica rolled her eyes. "Oh, please. You people are always sorry after ruining everything. Next time, learn to stay in your lane." And then she walked off, her heels clicking arrogantly on the marble floor, her friend laughing behind her. The simple lady stood there, humiliated, tears finally streaming down her cheeks. She took a deep breath, trying to collect herself, and whispered softly to herself, "It's okay, calm down, Amelia, just let it go." But she couldn't. Something deep inside her was breaking, not just from the slap, but from the public humiliation, the feeling of being powerless while the world watched. As she stepped out of the cafe, the wind hit her face, carrying away the sting of her tears. She looked up at the sky. "I just wanted a peaceful morning," she whispered. Amelia didn't know that her husband, Alexander Grant, was on his way back to the country that very day. Alexander wasn't just any man. He was the CEO of Grant Enterprises, the largest multinational investment company in the region, worth billions. But no one in that small-town cafe knew that. Alexander and Amelia had chosen a quiet, simple life away from the spotlight. He had asked her to keep her identity private whenever he traveled, to live freely without being judged by wealth. She loved that simplicity. But today, that simplicity had cost her dignity. That evening, Alexander arrived home to find his wife sitting silently by the window. Her cheek still bore a faint red mark. "Amelia?" His voice softened. "What happened?" She tried to smile, but her lips trembled. "Nothing, Alex. Just a small accident." He knelt beside her, lifting her chin gently. "Tell me the truth." Her eyes filled again, and she broke down, recounting everything, the coffee spill, the slap, the humiliation, the laughter. Alexander's face darkened, his jaw tightening. "What was her name?" he asked quietly. "Veronica Kingsley," Amelia whispered. "Please, Alex, don't do anything rash. She's just a cruel woman. I don't want you to make a scene." He smiled faintly, but there was no warmth in it. "I won't make a scene, darling. I promise." The next morning, a board meeting was scheduled at the Grand Pearl Hotel. Veronica Kingsley arrived early, her assistant fussing over her outfit. She was in a good mood. Her father had mentioned that their family company, Kingsley Properties, might soon secure a massive investment from Grant Enterprises. "This is it, Maddie," she told her assistant with a grin. "If Grant approves our proposal, we'll be swimming in money. My father will finally see I can handle business myself." She strutted confidently into the conference room. But as she entered, her smile faltered. Sitting at the head of the table was a man she had never met before, tall, commanding, his aura unmistakably powerful. Alexander Grant. He looked up, his sharp blue eyes locking onto hers. "Ah, Ms. Kingsley. Please, have a seat." She blinked, surprised. "Mr. Grant. It's an honor to finally meet you," she said, her voice dripping with practiced charm. He nodded coolly. "Likewise. Let's get started." The presentation began. Veronica spoke passionately, though her hands trembled slightly under his gaze. Something about his calm, unreadable expression made her uneasy. When she finished, she smiled, waiting for his approval. "So, Mr. Grant, what do you think?" He leaned back in his chair. "Interesting. You've built quite a portfolio, but before I make any decisions, I need to clarify something." She tilted her head. "Of course." He slid a tablet across the table. On the screen was a paused video of Veronica at the café, her hand mid-swing, striking Amelia. The sound of her shouting "shut up" echoed faintly from the speakers. Veronica's face turned white. Where did you get this?" Alexander's voice was calm, but his eyes were ice. "This video was sent anonymously last night. I wanted to see for myself what kind of people I'd be partnering with. Imagine my surprise when I saw the woman in this video, assaulting my wife." The room fell into dead silence. Veronica's assistant gasped softly. "Wife?" Veronica stammered, her lips quivering. "Why your wife?" "Yes," Alexander said evenly. "Amelia Grant. The same woman you humiliated in public yesterday." Her knees weakened. "Mr. Grant, I didn't know. I swear." She didn't say anything, she looked so ordinary, I mean. "Exactly," he interrupted coldly. "You judged her because she looked ordinary. You thought you could treat her however you wanted." He leaned forward. "Miss Kingsley, I don't invest in companies run by people who lack basic human decency." Effective immediately, Grant Enterprises is cutting all negotiations with Kingsley Properties. And I'll be ensuring that every potential partner knows exactly why. Veronica's eyes filled with tears. "Please, Mr. Grant, this will ruin us." "My father." Alexander stood. "Perhaps next time, you'll think twice before raising your hand to someone you believe is beneath you." And with that, he walked out, leaving her collapsed in her chair, trembling. The story spread like wildfire. The video went viral overnight. Rich bully slaps woman, gets humiliated by billionaire husband. The internet exploded with outrage and admiration for Amelia's quiet dignity. People began leaving supportive comments. She didn't fight back with anger, her silence spoke volumes. Respect to Alexander Grant for standing up for his wife with power and grace. Amelia, meanwhile, sat at home, still shaken by the attention. "I didn't want any of this," she whispered to Alexander. He smiled gently, taking her hand. "You didn't ask for it. But sometimes, the world needs to see that kindness doesn't make you weak." She looked at him, her eyes soft. "You didn't humiliate her publicly?" He shook his head. "No. The truth did that on its own." Weeks later, Amelia walked back into that same café. The barista smiled nervously. "Mrs. Grant. I'm so sorry for what happened that day." She smiled warmly. "It's all right. None of that matters now." A young woman nearby, who had seen the viral video, whispered, "That's her, the woman who got slapped." Amelia turned, meeting her gaze, and smiled. "Yes, that's me. And I'm okay. Remember this, never let anyone make you feel small just because they don't see your worth." The girl nodded, visibly moved. As Amelia sat down to enjoy her coffee, the sun streamed through the window, golden and soft. In that moment, she realized something profound. Life will always have people who try to tear you down, but true strength isn't in shouting back or seeking revenge. It's in holding your head high, walking with quiet grace, and letting truth and character speak for themselves. And as Alexander's voice echoed in her mind,